Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first round of the Academy Cup of ESR from Portimao's Club Chicane circuit.
Portimao! Somebody gonna eat shit on the first quarter.
With me on commentary, Travis Wallace.
No comment.
No comment from Travis. Andy Blade.
Yeah.
No comment.
And the man, the myth, the legend. Cue the intro, Byron Derksen.
Motherfucker, here we go.
I forgot I have push to talk now.
You would.
That was the sultry sounds of Travis Wallace.
I've been talking to y'all for 5 minutes and thought I was being ignored.
Josiah, the Caribbean Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, you could call me Mr. Penalty.
I'm actually kind of wondering, do we have any flag that appears on multiple drivers in this race? I'm pretty sure we have multiple Americans.
I was gonna say.
We ironically have no Canadians in the Academy.
That's not how that should work.
Yeah. But we have a Greek, we have a Bahamian, we have Dominica, we have Australia, we have South Africa. Where's Noel Robbins from? Is he...
I'm pretty sure he's American.
American? Okay. That would be the case.
Reasonably certain.
We will figure it out as time goes on. Oh, a little bit of a shortcut there from Josiah Jerome.
Well, I mean, the trade wins.
Yes. So for those unfamiliar with the cars before you, these are the Audi TT Cup cars. They feature the push-to-pass ability. They're not the fastest cars you can find in Race Room. In fact, they're pretty low down on the speed thing, but they are very fun to drive, very interesting, and we chose them because I think they're very good learning cars. And the idea of the Academy is to take our newer, slower, otherwise needing polishing drivers and to put them on the track together and provide them with coaching options, such as the great Andy Blade and the great Travis Wallace.
You say great. I say pretty darn good.
We also have Mr. C, Paul Riccabenny's helping out, Martin Edmonds. I'm helping out, but I am in no way helping you to be faster. I'm just maybe answering very minor questions.
Listen, let's be honest here. Mike might not be the most proficient driver in the world, but he is a turbo nerd of the highest order. So y'all want some nitty gritty details? Hit up my boy. If you want to know how to snorkel 42 Newcastle Browns, hit up Andy Blade. He knows what's up.
Nice.
And what do they hit up Travis for exactly?
That would be Buffalo Trace.
That's a good one.
Or Maker's Mark. I do enjoy my Maker's Mark.
And of course, they can always hit up Byron for all advice involving alcohol and various barbecued products.
That is correct. I'm trying to push to get us a recipe room experience on Discord. No one's listening, and I will rebel.
Oh, man, you didn't even tell me the recipe room experience idea. I love that. We need to make that happen. That's
Dude, I brought that up in the last commentary. You don't listen to a damn word I say. I hate you.
You talked about a recipe channel. You didn't say recipe room experience.
You don't even love me anymore. I hate you.
How drunk are you right now?
Not actually that drunk. But you mentioned it earlier, so I thought I'd go with it.
I know. It's a good one. Currently on the pole position, we have Noel Kahn leading the way from Adelphi Cali and Dario Picardo. We forgot about him.
What flag is that?
Italian. That's the South African flag.
Okay, I was gonna go with Kenyan, and I would have been wrong, but I would have if he put it does. So if somebody puts the Kenyan flag on their livery, do they get 25 to 75% more fuel? Is that how that works?
I don't think they would necessarily get more fuel. I think they would just simply use less fuel per mile.
That seems fair.
And get additional fuel mileage.
I'm down with that.
So we have 6 drivers across the line so far. It's Noel Kahn, Adelphi Cali, Noel Robbins, Matt Hoffman, Dario Picardo, and Fredericos Wagner currently. Someone else just came across the line. Josiah Jerome going third fastest. And we currently have Adelphi Cali in second place, and she's posted 2 personal best sections. You can tell that by the green highlights there.
Well done.
And is in the third sector looking to better her time. Currently 0.136 off a pole.
And also Thug Jitsu represent.
Indeed. Big shout out to Eve Edwards.
Correct.
And who else is in the field today that hasn't posted a lap time? I believe James Butler has not posted a lap time. John Pacheco, Andy Unayaki, and there is someone else missing. Oh, Bo Stamper.
Vanger.
Callie comes across the line. She did improve her time, but she is still in second position.
This is not just Adele.
I mean, it could just be Adele.
Did you ask? Jeez. You can ask these questions. It's okay. It's not totally racist.
It's not even her name.
Oh, is it like Sally?
No, her name is Nicola.
Oh, well, then what the fuck?
So the deal with the Fucali car is they are a pair of twins that live together and have only one sim rig. So the count is in neither of their name.
Oh, interesting.
They picked, I believe, I could be getting this story wrong, but they picked a favorite aunt of theirs to use as a first name for the account.
Well, that's cool.
The last
sounds fair.
The last name is theirs, but their name is Nicola and Sabrina.
All right, cool, awesome.
And today's driver is Nicola, who is somewhat noted as the more aggressive of the two, both as a person and a driver.
That might pay off today.
I was gonna say, is this foreshadowing? Is Andy gonna go in the wall? Like, what's going on here?
Well, Andy is not actually racing. He's being the pace car today.
The pacemaker.
I quit once qualifying started.
Mm-hmm.
Andy the pacemaker Blade.
Also the Playboy car of Frederico's Wagner. Very nice.
And if Lachlan Nichols ever shows up for another race in his life, I have a nickname for him.
I know, we're waiting to hear this nickname. He refused to reveal it until he races.
I do. It's nowhere near going to be near the hype. But it's going to be something I'm rather proud of. Frederico's Wagner!
Indeed.
Straight hatred.
Indeed.
I will drive everything into the ground, including the ground. Fuck you. We will finish the race.
That is the motto of Frederico's Wagner for sure.
This equals Sparta. This man can finish a whole race on one tire and hatred.
We saw it. He finished a race with one wheel.
That was brutal. I honestly have no idea how much of that was glitch and how much of that was just him being a Sith Lord. Like, I have no idea.
Pole position has fallen to Josiah Jerome. He is about 7/10 up, actually, so I think he's pretty safe with only a minute 45 to go here. Battle for second place still is on, though, between Noel Kahn and Adele Fucali. And then we have Noel Robbins and James Butler rounding off the top 5. Matt Hoffman, Dario Picardo, Andy Uniacki, and Federico Wagner have posted times. We don't have times from Bo Stamper or John Pacheco, who have yet to solidify themselves, but they will be starting 10th and 11th if they don't get out there to put up a lap time.
Like I say, John Pacheco, not too bad at the racings, so, like, what's the deal here?
He couldn't seem to get a legal lap. I actually went back and looked at the qualifying stats, and he went out and did 5 laps. They just apparently were all illegal.
Huh.
I was thinking maybe he was like Caleb and just enjoyed starting in the back and embarrassing everyone.
Yeah.
But that would be Bo Stamper in this race. Bo apparently just didn't leave the pits.
Wow. Just the weird flex, but okay.
Dario Picardo coming across the line. He does not improve on his time. Yeah, these cars will leave off a lot of smoke. Like, a lot of smoke.
This thing smokes harder than Andy Blade with a cigar.
Noel Robbins putting up his personal best time, but it did not improve his grid position. He will start outside row 2. It'll be Josiah Jerome, Noel Kahn on the front row, Fucali and Robbins on row 2, Butler and Hoffman row 3, Picardo and Uniacki row 4, Wagner inside row 5, and I believe John Pacheco will be on the outside row 5 with Bo Stamper back on row 6.
Andy, is it true that right now you have a deerstalker cap on and smoking a pipe?
Of course it is. I'm a
Excellent!
Have you got a camera in here? Can you see me?
Yes. Yes, and also for legal reasons, no.
Nice.
All right, the cars are now getting ready to join the grid. This is a 15-minute race. We will then have a second race of 15 minutes with a reverse grid for the top 10, which is basically everyone because we only have 11 cars here today.
That is the most unlucky number of all time.
I'm pretty sure 13 would be that.
You would be wrong for various reasons, including the fact that you can, on Friday the 13th, a lot of tattoo shops will give you a free 13 tattoo if you just walk in.
You're not wrong about that. That's how my sister got her 13 tattoo.
Yeah, on her forehead.
No, it's on her shoulder.
No, lame.
No, what's lame is the pineapple tattoo she has on her wrist.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. That's pretty fucking lame.
It was her first one. I cut her a little bit of slack.
Okay, cool, but is she gonna get like a bigger pizza slice tattoo around the pineapple tattoo?
Ooh, I should suggest that to her, actually.
Indeed.
Here we go. We are off, and it looks like a good start from pole sitter Josiah Jerome and a good start from Adele Ficali behind him. She has taken over second position.
Oh, there's a ton of
There is
shit.
some carnage.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, God.
Noel
the
Kahn
carnage.
getting
the
roughed up
humanity.
really bad. Noel Kahn and James Butler got together there. That started that problem. And also Andy Uniacki and Frederico Wagner caught up in the action. And in the meantime, it's Josiah Jerome leading from Adele Ficali and John Pachea up from 10th on the grid to 3rd place.
It's your boy.
That was just like a Division 1 driver's start, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right, Travis?
Absolutely.
I've seen a couple of them, and I've been very impressed for various different reasons.
For various different reasons. Noel Robbins has slipped from the front row down to 4th position. Or, no, he started 4th, actually. Pardon me. It's Noel Kahn who was on the front row. That's going to mix me up a lot.
Kahn!
And Matt Hoffman in 5th with Bo Stamper up from the back of the grid to 6th place ahead of Noel Kahn, Wagner, Uniacki, Picardo, and Butler. And it's still a battle up front between Josiah Jerome and Adele Ficali.
I think
it's one thing that they need to learn better, though, is just to give a bit more room at the start, and take your time.
I think in general across the race it wouldn't hurt. From what I was seeing, a couple of incidents were very avoidable if you just gave enough room. We ride on board with Australia's Andy Uniacki down in 8th position. Not really sure why we picked him up there, but and a change for the lead. Adele Ficali to the front ahead of Josiah Jerome.
Listen, I'm waiting for the day where there's enough horsepower in one of these simulated cars where it just gets up and walks. I need a little brake stand, like what, and we're like way out in front.
Actually, can you keep doing the sound effects because we got no sound? So.
We don't have any sound.
I totally can, but you're never going to be heard over myself doing the thing.
All right, so it looks like Andy Uniacki has lost his front end at some point. He is battling with James Butler for 7th place. That's going to be hard to do. These cars are not particularly aerodynamic reliant, so you can drive a damaged car, but that's definitely going to slow him down a little bit and leave him vulnerable in some section.
I lost the front of mine today in Enduro, and man, that was bad. You just can't control it. You're just losing time after time with it.
We may or may not have barbecued you about that.
A little bit.
Well, I thought there was enough time I could get away with it and hold them off, but it was just impossible. Kept running wide, losing too much time. Mm-hmm. And in the end, it was like, I just got to make the call.
Me lose front end, that impossible.
Looks like Andy Uniacki went off the track there a little bit. We were talking about how it's forgiving to the damage, but obviously he is having a hard time getting that around the track. In the meantime, Adele Ficali still leads from Josiah Jerome, and in 3rd place, it's Noel Robbins, who has gotten around John Pachea and relegated our favorite Peach to 4th place.
Word.
Meantime, Matt Hoffman coming back through the grid. He's up to 10th.
The Condor.
Ahead of Dario Picardo. You can see the white car of Andy Blade running around at the back of the track still.
Andy, stop putting people off the road.
Josiah Jerome putting the pressure on Adele Ficali for the race lead. What was interesting, actually, is that there was no definitively fastest driver in the qualifying session. 3 different drivers had purple sectors. The person who was purple in the first sector was not purple anywhere else, and same for the second and third sector. So there's definitely some different areas of strength for each driver.
Isn't this the track where you try to get me to try and race the first time? You fucking prick.
What do you mean?
Nothing at all. Never mind. Moving on. Anyway, the battle for first and second. Can we just label this as the tropical storm?
I'm fine with that. Battle of the Caribbean.
Yeah, boy. The Sugarcane 500.
To be honest, a bit of an interesting combination to be battling it out for a motorsports win. The Bahamas versus Dominica.
Yeah, boy. That took me a while to look that flag up too.
It did. I remember that.
Yeah, Race Room kind of squashed it all into like some weird icon rather than a real representation of the flag. So it took a little bit of scouring to figure out what the fuck flag that was.
Noel Kahn has picked up 5th place from Bo Stamper. I will say the one downside of the Audi TTs is these liveries are pretty repetitive. There are multiple cars with effectively the same livery, and it's just a different number on it. For example, Fucali, Pachea, and Bo Stamper all racing that same kind of red, black, and silver car. So that we will possibly misidentify some people over the course of the race.
Correct. We were speculating earlier if Mr. Travis Wallace enjoyed being driven around by anybody except Mrs. Wallace.
There is no Mrs. Wallace, and I prefer to drive rather than ride.
That seems like your personality type all over the place.
That was a brave defense of first place there by Adele Fucali. She had pretty much lost the position, but came back hard on the second turn there, and actually managed to retain the position.
Yeah, these two are racing pretty clean, actually.
Yeah, giving each other room and being just in general polite. There's no banging and or anything like that going on at the front, and that's, to be honest, that's why they're at the front. I will say they are losing ground to Noel Robbins, though, who is catching up to them. The car in third place there, the gray and white car. Which doesn't help us because, of course, Josiah Jerome is racing the same colored car. But the gap is closing, so we will see if one of these can make a break for it. In the meantime, further back, not really a lot is happening. It looks like we have possibly lost Andy Uniacke. He's about 30 seconds behind Andy Blade at this point, so probably the Australian has called it a day by the looks of it.
No! The urchin shall rise.
Yeah, I can't believe I couldn't keep up with these guys.
I'm not totally surprised.
No.
Running down the grid after the top 3 that we've been talking about, John Pache is still running in 4th ahead of Noel Kahn, Bo Stamper, James Butler, Dario Picardo, I should say, I guess, Matt Hoffman, and Frederico Wagner, your top 10. And in theory, the only 10 still running is Andy Blade is a non-racing applicant, and of course, we believe we have lost Andy Uniacke, who is now 1 minute and 20-some seconds behind everybody else.
I would agree. The reason I refer to him as the urchin is that uni is a name for sea urchin in Japanese sushi culture.
Ah, okay.
So, there you
go. Noel Robbins is now less than a second behind Josiah Jerome, who has not managed to find her way around Adele Fucali in the Battle of the Caribbean bragging rights. And this could be interesting. We could have a good 3-car fight here for the lead.
Yeah, Put him in the wall. These two are kind of slowing each other up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, if you're fighting for position, there's always going to be a little bit of a slowdown from the lead car having to defend, and from the rear car obviously being, in theory, held up by a slower car.
Yeah, and I've had this happen in a race, and I actually backed off from the, instead of attacking the car, just so we could get going again and get rid of the guy that was chasing us down. Because I could see we were slowing each other so much.
Yeah, that's absolutely becoming a thing for these two.
It was more beneficial for me to just back off, and then we worked as a team and got away from him again.
Because Robbins is absolutely eating up the ground. And based on the qualifying results, Robbins qualified behind both of these cars. So it shouldn't be a case of him being much faster. A little bit of a rub there on the push to pass that I was talking about earlier. They are side by side, and it looks like Josiah Jerome is going to go back to the lead of the race.
Little bump and grind.
A little bit of a blink there, suggesting a bit of a ping issue for the Dominican racer.
The tropical storm.
We'll see if Ficali can make a comeback here, and Noel Robbins is just licking his chops, waiting to pounce, I think.
I think between the two of these, between first and second, whoever potentially wins this race or finishes higher than the other will get the nickname Tropical Storm.
All right.
Winner takes all.
Byron nickname on the line here.
Dun dun dun.
I'm liking Robbins' strategy too. I noticed he hasn't used any of his push to pass yet, saving them up for when he catches.
Indeed, there were
good move.
There were some people who didn't seem to really be using the push to pass, and to be honest, I don't really like that strategy because we're looking at like a 9 to 10 lap race, and there's only 2 really good spots on this track to make use of the push to pass. So, to me, stockpiling them all for the end, I think, is probably actually a little bit of a mistake.
Well, and it's an easy one to use, too. It's not like with the DTMs where you use the DRS, and that thing can really unsettle it round a corner or something if you let go with it and use it there. So the push-to-pass is quite easy to use with these cars, really.
Ficali is down to 9 push-to-pass, so she is at a disadvantage to the 2 cars around her, and she's on the push-to-pass again, heading up the main straightaway, which is, I would say, probably the ideal spot to be making use of it.
Is there a hit to pass button?
There is not a hit to pass button. That's called the car in front of you's bumper.
Lame as shit.
I use it all the time.
Hell yeah.
Just referenced the race earlier.
Just button mash.
Pit maneuver.
Looks like James Butler went a little bit wide there. Not really sure why we picked him up here. He's not particularly close to anybody. So I'm not really sure what the race director saw of value there.
Potentially. I know we have a vague and esoteric kind of link
again.
to the, like, sort of the race developers. If they can come up with some sort of, vaguely ridiculous race mode, I think it would be a good addition to a quality sim. Just vague ridiculous shit, like hit to pass. Dude, if you can add hit to pass to something that Andy Blade's in, probably a good idea, because that guy's drunk 90%. I mean, hey, how's it going? Andy, what's happening?
Dude, I'm actually in the room this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Going back to Andy's earlier point about...
Wait, hold on. Why have I been banned from Discord? What's going on?
It's not just Discord.
It's not just Discord. Although going back to Andy's earlier point, you were talking about how necessarily pushing the car ahead of you wasn't necessarily the best idea because you were losing ground. Well, mind you, Josiah Jerome just went very off the track there, so I'm wondering what happened there. Ficali's back to lead, but I was saying that when Jerome got ahead of Ficali, they were starting to pull away actually a lot from Noel Robbins. You can see the gap has opened up considerably. I mean, it was down to like 0.4 of a second, and now it's up to over 3 seconds. So that's a great example of what we're talking about with the situational aggression.
For sure, yeah. And some people are better leading, though, at pace setting than others, Some people are happy to be out in front and set the pace.
Mm-hmm.
I actually prefer to chase somebody down. It's way more fun.
Indeed. And we got a good little battle here between Bo Stamper, Matt Hoffman, and Frederico Wagner over 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Wagner is trying to go down the inside of Hoffman. We'll see if that works. He is pretty late on the brakes and is through, but can he hold it? Looks like Hoffman's picked up a little bit of front end damage, so that might be part of his problem, though.
Yeah, we'll call him the wallflower.
Definitely a little bit of a... Can't really make it out because of the coloring of the car, but it looks like he is missing part of his front splitter. Noel Kahn on the charge against John Pacheco, looking to get onto the podium here. Josiah Jerome has dropped back to 5th place after his kind of bizarre wide incident there on the last lap.
Noel, I'm deeply sorry, Noel, but every time he says your name, all I can picture is Spock raging the fuck out, going, "Cut!"
I think it's understandable.
Yeah.
In the meantime, at the front, Noel Robbins is closing the gap back to Adel Ficali, so that fight might not be over, but there is a limited amount of time here. We're in the last minute of the race, so the next lap, I believe, will be the final one. The ones being started right now by John Pacheco and Noel Kahn. Indeed, there it is.
I believe the problem with Jerome was, wasn't it his monitor fell off or something?
I thought that was in race 2.
I don't know.
Maybe we know that in either race 1 or race 2, Josiah Jerome's monitor did fall over.
Might I recommend a judicious use of super glue, wood screws, and zap straps?
Duct tape for the win.
Yeah, buddy. Diddle, 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 diddle. It's good.
Well, I was talking about Noel Robbins maybe having a shot at the win, but Adel Ficali is now pulling away from him, so she's putting pedal to the metal to try to secure this win. Noel Kahn making his way up into the podium. So we have 2 Noels on the podium right now in 2nd and 3rd place. John Pacheco dropping to 4th. Frederico's Wagner trying to put the pressure on Bo Stamper. There's John Pacheco trying to come back at Noel Kahn.
He's having a good race, John, yeah.
Yeah, John's having a very solid race. Didn't put up a lap time, qualified in, I believe, 10th position, and is running in 4th. So,
the first Noel will get more points. That's the end of the song. Lyrics.
I do feel like we probably have a winner in the Tropical Storm Trophy there, Byron.
Oh, I like winners.
Adel Ficali should be crossing the finish line to take the race victory here.
Victory!
And indeed she does. Adel Ficali is your winner from Noel Robbins.
Excellent.
Noel Kahn will finish in 2nd place, or 3rd place, pardon me. John Pacheco gets out of control at the very end and slams up the car. Can he get it across the line before the chasing field catches him?
Nope.
Josiah Jerome will slip into 4th place as a result of this.
The Dominican Dominator.
He is crippled. He's still trying to make his way through. James Butler also made it past John Pacheco.
What
Get out and push. Get out and push.
Pretty much. It looks like he's made it across the line now.
Yeah, you gotta time the handbrake there when you want to do a fancy fit like that.
I think that's
good
what
execution.
He was trying,
You finish
Frederico's
the race.
Wagner.
Yeah, straight hatred up in the business.
I'm not entirely sure if Frederico's Wagner was trying to do a fancy move for the finish, or if he was just so unused to finishing the car finishing the race with the car intact.
I think John should explain it. What went wrong there?
John Pacheco with an interesting moment in the end that promotes Jerome Josiah and James Butler a spot to 4th and 5th position. This is the reverse grid race, so on pole will be Matt Hoffman, and joining him on the front row is the Greek, Frederico's Wagner.
Get it, Frederico's.
I believe we have dropped to 9 cars at this point, as Noel Robbins unfortunately had a lag spike and his computer disconnected from the server.
I mean, here's to you, Mr. Robbins' son.
Now, you might want to burn your eyes out before you watch this first lap.
Why? Are you going to go right in the wall right away?
This might get a little rough. I'll say that much.
Listen.
Worse than the first?
Oh yeah,
worse than the first.
This will please Byron. That's for sure.
Listen, you said rough, and my hand immediately went to the vague pants area.
I don't want to know where it's going.
I'm a little excited.
You can see Noel Robbins is listed in 9th place there, but his car, I don't believe, leads the line as he has a ping spike. Or no, apparently he got off the line. I thought he.
It's a lap in or so. And it goes.
No, he's gone already.
Oh, I am let down. You have. Oh no! Never mind.
Front.
Pit maneuver. Well played. The Condor strikes again.
Perfect execution.
Excellent.
I like it.
Well done.
And it goes again.
A bucket of shit. Like
Bo
3
Stamper,
tons of shit. Oh my
Bo
god.
Stamper getting turned around in there. It all started with Matt Hoffman colliding with Frederico's Wagner. Wagner was briefly in the lead and is actually still running in third place.
Get him, Frederico's.
He's on the push to pass.
Yeah, buddy.
So after the carnage, Matt Hoffman leads from John Pacheco, from Frederico's Wagner, Noel Kahn up to 4th place, Adele Ficali up to 5th place, Dario Picardo 6th, Josiah Jerome 7th, James Butler, and Bo Stamper rounding off the field.
Transfer cases for the case god.
Mm-hmm.
I was very anticipating a lot of shit.
Oh,
and then there was no shit.
Dario Picardo putting the pressure on Adele Ficali, trying to get around the race 1 winner and championship leader. He may have put himself out of position, though.
I was going to say, not going to happen.
Ficali, with an interesting way of going into that corner, really lost the back end. In the meantime, Matt Hoffman and John Pacheco making a little bit of a getaway at the front. Frederico's Wagner under pressure from Noel Kahn for 3rd place, and indeed Noel Kahn slips through into 3rd. Gentlemen, at this early junction of the race, do we have any race winner predictions from Travis and Byron? Because unfortunately, me and Andy know who wins the race.
I'm going to go with probably Lady Driver number 1.
All right, we got one for Adele Ficali. Travis, do you second the motion or do you have another candidate?
Well, that was going to be my guess, but I guess, you know what? Let me switch it up, and I'm going to go with the driver in 8th, all the way back in 8th, and I'm going to go with Jerome. Hopefully,
Jerome.
He's not carrying a lot of damage.
That's a 500-1 outside.
The Tropical Storm 2.0.
Indeed.
As long as it's better than Dirt Rally 2.0.
Hey!
Booyah! Frederico's Wagner is slipping back. He's down to 5th place, having been in 3rd not that long ago. And the pressure's still on from John Pacheco against Matt Hoffman, the ESR veteran Matt Hoffman.
Yeah, actually, there's only 2 drivers I've never raced with here, and that's Adele and Dario, is it?
Dario Picardo.
They're the only 2 that I've never been on track with. In an ESR race.
I have never been on track in an ESR race with Adele, Noel Kahn, Dario Picardo, I think, are the only 3.
Well, Noel probably used to race with us before Zero and ESR got together. He raced for a little bit.
Frederico's Wagner losing it!
Lord have mercy.
Was that the Tokyo Drift maneuver?
That's Tokyo Drift right there, yeah. James Butler moving up into 5th place as a result.
I would like to salute that driver. Well done.
That was Frederico's Wagner, your boy.
Yeah, straight hatred coming across the line.
And here we go. Things are getting interesting at the front. On the push to pass is John Pacheco looking to make a move on Matt Hoffman to take the lead. And can he make the move? John Pacheco is down to 8. Push to pass and under pressure from Noel Kahn. Things could get interesting here as they are side by side and Kahn is through. Noel Kahn moving into 2nd place. Adele Ficali also looking to make a move through on John Pacheco. John looking to make a comeback as well.
Oh.
A little bit of a touch there. Good recovery by Noel Kahn. Good car control. Ficali on the attack against the 3rd place car of Pacheco. And on the push to pass, making a move down the inside. Keeps making James Butler making it 3 wide.
Very aggressive.
I love it.
Look at
Ficali with the move.
That was an awesome move.
Greatness.
Ficali to the inside. John Pacheco and her getting...
Oh, shit. 3 tons of shit.
The carnage from the front once again. Matt Hoffman survives to keep the lead.
The Condor soars above the rest. Unbelievable. That was ridiculous.
So after the carnage, unfortunately, Adele Ficali has slipped to last place. She got spun around in that whole thing.
Oh, no.
What? That was... Oh, my God. After such a great move.
Penalties. Yep. Everybody gets penalties.
Matt Hoffman leads from Noel Kahn, from James Butler, from John Pacheco. Dario Picardo's up to 5th place. Josiah Jerome, Travis has picked to win, is up to 6th. Frederico's Wagner is in 7th, the pure hatred. Bo Stamper is in 8th, and Adele Ficali is off the back in 9th place, having been spun around. James Butler, go for the move!
Oh my God.
James Butler going for the 2-for-1 on Matt Hoffman and Noel Kahn. Can he make it go? He's got to be. Is he on the push to pass?
Nope.
He tucks back in behind Kahn, still in third place. Dario Picardo making a move in the background there.
Oh, shit!
Oh, what the hell?
Noel Kahn and James Butler very off the track, and Noel Kahn taking the scenic route to take the lead.
It's a shortcut. It's fine. It's totally legal.
There is your boy Josiah Giroux moving into the top 5.
Martin Edmond, he told me that's the poutine maneuver. It's totally legal.
Looks like John Pacheco just kind of lost control of the car there. Didn't really see any contact.
That red color is unlucky in race 2.
That is definitely the case, because they are currently running in the last 3 positions. Oh, not anymore. Bill Stamper just made a move on Frederico Wagner for 6th place.
Hey, my boy's up to 5th. I'm loving it.
Indeed, Josiah Jerome on the charge. He is within spitting distance of race leader Noel Kahn, who leads from James Butler and Matt Hoffman. Dario Picardo in the mix as well in the blue and white car.
I wish this was in a higher bit rate. I could read the fucking names on the goddamn screen.
Indeed.
But no!
Unfortunately, it was either wait really long time for it to process or go for it now. We went for it now. Dario Picardo on the push to pass.
I'm totally good with going for it now because I get to make fun of Andy while he's here.
That was a bit of a weird spot. He's on the push to pass again. So you remember I said stockpiling push to pass maybe wasn't the right move. I think Dario Picardo is maybe the opposite extreme. He seems to be on the push to pass pretty much every time it's off cooldown.
I mean, go faster, lose.
And, in fairness, he's up to 3rd place.
Yeah, boy.
But he's got a half race to go and only 2 push to pass left.
But he's on it again.
Yeah, well, that brings him down to 2. He was on 3 before that. But yeah, he's down to 2 push to pass with half a race to go. James Butler going for the lead, and he's got it. Dario Picardo 3 wide.
Around the outside. Take note.
In
the 3rd.
It shakes out with Josiah Jerome into 3rd place ahead of Matt Hoffman and Dario Picardo.
Oh, no.
But he gets turned around.
Fuck off. Oh, Lord. Somebody get out the flapjacks.
Matt Hoffman got a little bit to the side of Josiah Jerome. And by the way, Dario Picardo is on the push to pass. That is his last one.
Wow.
He's going to be very vulnerable from this point on in the race with no push to pass, but he is still in 4th place. So, he just made the move on Josiah Jerome, too. Noel Kahn in 2nd place behind James Butler. On the red car watch, it is Bo Stamper in 6th, Adele Ficali in 8th, and John Pacheco in 9th. So, yeah, definitely some bad luck going with the red cars.
It occurs to me now that I probably should have put money on Herr Stampa.
The Bo Stampa. And Dario Picardo under pressure there from Josiah Jerome. Looks like Josiah's made the move, and it's Wagner versus Ficali. It's your pick versus your boy, Byron.
Indeed. I don't know. I'm conflicted, and also Playboy.
Ficali went for a pretty aggressive move there, and it did not pay off this time. It paid off last time with that beautiful move that we saw earlier.
Yeah, it did.
But not this time.
It was the same corner, too.
Actually, I think that was 2 corners later. It's just a very similar corner.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm going to disagree with both of you just to be contrary.
That's perfectly fine.
Hooray!
In the meantime, we have a change for the lead. Noel Kahn has gotten through, and Dario Picardo's up against Josiah Jerome. You would think that Josiah would have the advantage here. He's got push to pass left, and we know Dario Picardo does not. But Picardo makes the move. James Butler still putting pressure. Matt Hoffman has dropped back to 8th place, so we missed something there with the gray or the black car dropping back in the pack.
He was in the lead.
He was in the lead for a while, but he hadn't been in some time. He was running in 4th place last we looked, but he's dropped down to 8th. In the meantime,
I may have fallen asleep.
In the meantime, James Butler putting the pressure on Noel Kahn here. Green team versus yellow team. The only representatives of those respective teams here today. Behind them is Dario Picardo still fighting with Josiah Jerome. Although Jerome has dropped back about 3 seconds behind Picardo, so maybe a bit of a mistake made at some point. In the meantime, Bo Stamper's going up against Frederico Wagner for 5th place. A battle of Byron's ultimate boy.
Somebody's off on the left.
It's Josiah Jerome. It's Travis's pick. Off at the side of the road.
Shit.
We are shit pickers.
You're atrocious, sir. Atrocious. My pick is clearly superior.
Right now, but they're currently 6th and 8th, though, so I don't think either of you's done very well on the picking game. By the way, Frederico's Wagner is in 4th place.
Get him, Frederico's!
He's fighting Bo Stamper for 4th place. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? No, it's for 5th. It's got to be for 4th place. Josiah Jerome has randomly appeared in 4th place on the standings. That can't be right. There we go. He's back to 9th now. There we go. Sorted itself out. Bo Stamper versus Frederico's Wagner for 4th place. Here goes Bo. Will he make the move? Can he make it stick? Can he reverse the red car curse? It appears like he can. Moving into 4th place.
That was a good clean move.
Mm-hmm. And the Playboy car of Greece's national treasure of hatred, Frederico's Wagner, falls back to 5th place.
The smoldering ember of hatred that is Greece.
Adele Ficali is in 6th place, coming up behind these two, so she's looking to make a move. She tried the move earlier on Wagner, and Wagner did slam the door shut on her in a very effective manner. Let's see if she can win round number 2.
I mean,
against the Greek Sith Lord.
I was gonna say he is a Sith Lord. You're gonna try past that? I don't think it's gonna happen.
Bo Stamper got it done.
Shut up.
In the
meantime, looks like
Noel's
pulled away from James.
Yeah, Noel Khan is starting to show his pace. He started on the front row in race 1 and took a podium, so definitely one of the faster guys in the field and looking to assert himself as championship leader here in the early days. Further back, Josiah Jerome is way off the pack, so I got bad news for you, Travis. I don't think your pick's pulling this one off with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is looking that way.
Del Ficali on the move, challenging Frederico's Wagner, catching up to the Greek Playboy car.
She might just have time to make this move.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a couple laps left to do it, and 4th place is on offer with Bo Stamper just ahead of them. She is on the push to pass. She has 5 remaining.
Was it punch to pass?
It might be.
It's pit maneuver to pass.
Oh, there we go. There's your hit to pass.
Yeah, boy.
And
that was close.
They were both super late on the brakes there, but Wagner couldn't control the car, and Ficali is up in the top 5.
Yeah, it looks like a car was sideways coming in there on the brakes.
Yeah,
that was scary.
That's some car control right there, and a little bit of luck. Let's not.
Yeah, I was like, shit, is this gonna stop?
We believe in you, Federicos. You can do it.
James,
just not today.
James Butler is closing the gap a little bit to Noel Khan, but unable to get the job done by the looks of it. And it's red car on red car. Red car violence, Bo Stamper versus Adele Ficali for 4th place.
Yeah, and there's not much between them. Maybe she can get one more spot.
Yeah, buddy.
Would make it very interesting in the championship. She, of course, is the race 1 winner and current championship leader. Noel Khan finished in 3rd in race 1 and is leading race 2. I don't think she can get on the podium because I think Daria Picard. Yeah, she's got Bo. Bo making a little bit of a mistake there, and she pounces on it.
That is a good move through there because the car is so unsettled into that corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brave move.
She's got the job done and is in 4th place. I don't think the podium's on offer, though. She'd have to get Dario Picardo to force a tie with Noel Khan in the standings. And Picardo is 11 seconds to the good. So, I mean, assuming he doesn't make a mistake.
So you're saying it's time to fire the harpoon missile.
It's the blue shell time, right?
It's the blue shell time.
Yeah, buddy. I really want that. Like, I know it's never going to happen. But if
thank God.
if the race room people could put up some sort of a James Bond mode,
I am so not going to let that happen.
James, come on, James
Oil out
Bond
the back
mode.
Of the car or something.
You've got this pretty much all the way pinned down in simulation, front to back, right? Just a James Bond mode. Come on, just think about it. That's all I'm asking. It's all
oil slicks and rockets and shit.
Yeah, and you drop like fucking caltrops to pop pop tires and
it could be entertaining, I guess.
Little smoke screen.
All right, Bo Stamper on the push to pass, trying to get back his 4th place position. Let's hear some love for your boy, Byron.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready?
There you go. In the meantime, I think we could probably say at this point, although maybe the caster's curse, that Noel Khan has got this in the bag and the championship lead. We'll be going to South Africa and not the Caribbean.
I mean, it's all pretty tropical. They've all got sharks.
And on the push to pass again goes Bo Stamper. Indeed, we have a race winner. Noel Khan has won this race from James Butler. Dario Picardo will likely round off the podium for Italy. And Adele Ficali takes a 4th place finish after winning race 1 ahead of fellow red car user Bo Stamper, a solid 5th for the American.
Yeah, it's nice to see that Noel Khan has improved so much since the last time I seen him race with us. It looks like he's put the seat down.
And Frederico's Wagner again!
Yeah, boy!
Goes with a fancy finish.
Fuck y'all all up in the booty hole. Federico's don't give a shit.
Got a feel for John Pacheco. He was looking like he was in for a real good result and wound up in a disappointing 8th place finish there. And at the back of the pack, it is Travis's pick, Josiah Jerome, bringing up the rear end. Although,
I mean, why you got to do that to Travis? Like
no. If it's any consolation,
Travis is a nice guy. I don't understand why you got to just totally do that. Like that's just rude. I mean,
if it's any consolation to Travis, you'll note that your pick, Josiah Jerome, did put up the fastest lap of the race, a 44.2, a half second faster than anyone else on the track.
That's pretty good.
I thought that's what we were picking for.
Because I didn't do a lot.
Well done, sir.
So your winner, Noel Khan and Adele Ficali here today, and Noel Khan will leave this first round of the Academy Trophy Cup in 1st position, and a late disqualification for Noel Robbins, who had disconnected in the race anyways. So
driving the wrong way on the track.
Driving the wrong way. Maybe
That's some shortcut.
Maybe his car fell backwards off the start or something. I don't know.
And Andy, what the fuck, DNF? Dude, how much were you drinking?
All right, normally we would be done now, but I do want to take this moment, since this was the first Academy race, to get Andy and Travis's thoughts on the Academy process and how this race went. Byron could also give some as well.
I don't have valid opinions. It was exciting. I liked it. It was good times. Dude, do it again. More times.
There will be more.
And passing that off to actual people with turbo nerd knowledge. I can't talk. It's Saturday night. Oh, fuck. Goddamn.
Goodbye, Byron.
Wah, wah, wah.
Andy Blade, please summarize your thoughts on this round of the Academy Cup. What you saw that was good, what you saw that was bad, what you'd like to see in the future.
It was about what I expected. It was good to see. I enjoyed actually watching drivers from lower division duking it out for the lead and the win. I think that was pretty interesting and neat. I think I'd like to see a bit more patience and just a bit more respect from drivers on lap 1. And that goes for all racing. It's not just this particular series. People are too pushy, I find, and they want it all on one turn or one lap. They want to be at the front. And there's better ways to do it and more fun ways to do it. You could end somebody's race on turn 1 and that's it. We've seen that, But there's a lot of potential, and I think there's a lot of 4 or 5 drivers that are well ready to move up. With just a bit of finesse, a little bit of tuning, a bit more knowledge. I think they could be racing door to door. It's possible to race door to door and not ram into people or take people out. But on the whole, it was bloody enjoyable. Really enjoyed it, and some really good moves there. Like I say, that Adele put in some awesome moves sometimes. And it was unlucky she got taken out and put to the back. But, she kept going and kept racing. That's good, because a lot of people just quit when they get taken out.
And I think
So
I
it's
think her result
good
in
to
the
see
second
that.
race is a good example of why you don't give up. She got taken out, I think, multiple times actually, and
I think it was, yeah, about 3 times in
yeah,
total.
and still came back to a 4th place finish.
And what I did notice when I watched the replay earlier, like the actual replay, rejoining the track, she did it safely too. And I've seen a lot of people, just don't give a shit rejoining the track. They'll back into people just to get going again as fast as they can, and they don't care who's on the track in front of them. And they cause more accidents, by rejoining at the wrong time. And it just takes a lot of patience, to do that. But I think they'll learn, and I think it's a great series, and I hope they're enjoying it. And over to Travis.
Yeah, Travis, do you have anything you'd like to add as someone who isn't personally invested in the Academy like myself and Andy are, as the architects of it?
If there's anything that I want these guys to take away, it is ignore the spotter, especially at the start. And if anybody's in your way, drive through them. No.
Was
but
that
seriously,
really Travis? Or was that Byron talking?
I feel like that was
Put him
Travis
in the wall!
channeling his Byron.
Put him in the wall!
Put him in the wall!
But really, honestly, the start of the race is always probably the hardest part of the race because everybody's so tight together. It's the only time you're going to get everybody on the track in one spot. So it's really, that's the time that you want to be the most patient, and just, be aware of your surroundings and that kind of stuff. But really, for the most part, that was that was about the only real issues that I noticed. We had people clipping bumpers and stuff like that, but a lot of it can just be, you're racing. You're not just driving around. You want to finish the best you can. But racing incidents happen. But as far as the only thing that I noticed that would probably be beneficial, other than the start, to pay attention there is your braking points. When you're following close behind somebody, I noticed it a couple of times in both races. It's hard to see the track. It's hard to see your brake markers, where you're going to want to turn in at, because all you can see is the back of the car in front of you. So just, be mindful whenever you're closing in and losing that sight. Know where you're at on the track. Know how far down the straight you are, and know that when you're following someone, you're going to brake earlier than you normally would. So you're wanting to brake sooner than the car in front of you. Because if you hit the brakes at the same point on the track that they hit the brakes, you're going to end up in the same spot. And I think that's especially in race 2, we saw 2 incidents like that. And it happens. I've done it. Just pushing too hard, lose focus of where you're at.
Dun, dun, dun,
But
dun,
that's
dun, dun,
that's about the
dun,
biggest
dun.
thing
Push
that
it
I saw.
real good.
I think you guys have summed it up pretty nicely. I don't really have a lot else to add. I was pretty pleased with how this went. A little disappointed about some of the people who were missing. Shout out to Thomas Waz, who I will be going to your house and making sure you attend the next event.
He's gonna stir up the whole wad. Wad was? Sorry, what?
There may or may not be a military crawl involved in this.
I will military crawl all the way.
And to finish this up, we're gonna kind of borrow from the Missed Apex podcast a little bit here to say we're gonna go around the room and you're gonna give me your star of your day, the driver you thought was the most impressive for whatever reasons, could even just be based on expectation, and also your kind of plopper of the day, the person who I think needs to probably step up a little bit more, and feel free to obviously give a lot of advice to that person in the ways that they should improve. Let's start with Andy. You just happen to be at the top of the channel. So, Andy, take us through who your star of the day was.
There's a few it could be, but I would...
Don't be racist.
It's definitely not Byron. I would have to say, I think Adele, actually. Or Nicole, is it? Whichever one was driving. Nicholas, sorry. Just some really good maneuvers, overtakes that I thought she made it stick really well and clean. and just the way that she got taken out and then kept going safely again. So I would say, yeah, I think honestly, she'd be my top driver.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, who kind of laid the deuce, so to speak?
I'd have to say James Butler for me. I was kind of worried that he might be too quick for this series, but I think he kind of made a lot of rash decisions and pushed too hard. And I think he just needs to calm down a little bit and relax and just get into a rhythm more and then pick people off more than just charge into every corner. And I think that's what he's doing. He's just kind of gunning it too much. And it just sit back, relax, get a few laps in, and then just give her, and then I think he'd be doing good. But I expect a bit more from James, I think.
All right, Byron, who was your star of the day?
I'm going to have
Andy
to...
Blade!
Shut up, fucker! I'm going to have to go with the Welsh obliterator, Andy Blade. No, I'm just kidding. I think that I believe it was a fair assessment that Nicola was the best driver on a consistent basis out there. She got one win plus a top 5 finish.
4th place, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's not nothing, and I don't know shit about racing, but I know that that's not nothing. I think that, there's some aggressive tendencies that could be honed. There's obviously a large well of consistency that is already, within her grasp that she can draw upon to fight through ridiculous nonsense being put in the wall by Andy Blade. I gotta say that on the opposite end, like Bo Stamper, I see him in a lot of races. And if this is him in with the kind of new guys and people under training, maybe I don't understand. Like, don't take Bo, don't take this as like actual criticism because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You're still his boy.
Yeah, boom, Herr Stamper. Du treibst es, Herr Schnell, mach schnell. But I don't know what I'm talking about in regards to racing. I don't know where Bo is in regards to standings or talent level. I don't know. But I see him a lot of races. And when I see him in with these, what I'm assuming are a bunch of rookies or people under training, people who need extra help, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But I see him competing with other people on big-time races that we have, and he doesn't perform within the top 3. Maybe that's unjust of me to present that as it is. But if he's not winning, I think he really needs to pull the socks up, and I don't know what else to say about that, really. And as previously stated, I could be very, very wrong about my impression about this, and feel free to correct me if I am very, very wrong.
I'm going to go with my driver of the day is Noel Robbins. He did not participate in race 2, and I think that probably helped him in my estimation in that regard, because he raced a very clean first race. He had 2 incidents the whole race. It was very clean. He had a very low standard deviation on his lap time. Basically, the idea of the deviation is how different are you on a lap-to-lap basis, and his deviation was below 1%. So his laps were very tightly grouped. Did a very fantastic job. Came away with a 2nd place finish. Could have been a win, I think, if he works on his starts. And that's kind of the thing. Is like the only criticism I have for him is he had a bad start in race 1, and then he had some issues with connection in race 2, and that's probably out of his control. So I think Noel did a great job. I think he was my driver of the day. And then my low star, as it were, I'm gonna go with Andy Uniacki, because to me, I think that, yeah, he had some contact on lap 1 of race 1, but I don't think I'm stepping too far to line in saying that I don't think he was really that hard done by anyone. I don't really think that, like, if I put myself in his shoes, and that happens to me, and it absolutely has happened to me. I've had cars destroyed on the first corner. I've also been the guy to trigger some of those accidents, so it does go both ways. But I thought that, frankly, his retirement in race 1 and leaving the track to not participate in race 2, I thought was a little short-sighted, and just kind of lacked the gumption to just go out there and finish the race. That was my opinion.
If I could interject, I don't disagree with you in any way, shape, or form, but I haven't seen anything from Uniacke that would be different than what we saw today. I've never seen him. He's usually towards the back of the pack, which is why he's in this academy thing, right?
Are we done?
Correct. We're almost done.
So he's towards the back of the pack, therefore he's in the academy. And maybe this is kind of a gut check type of moment. Maybe he needs to assess, does he want to be competitive or does he want to just race for fun? I don't know. And again, not a racer. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just laying out commentary here. But I've never seen Uniacke be more than bottom third type scenario. So I hope he gets better. I hope he improves. I hope the academy helps him become a much better racer. And then he can put Andy Blade in the wall all the time. It's going to be great.
There can be only one Andy.
Indeed.
I missed something here. I had to go somewhere for a minute, but what did I miss?
Nothing at all. Nothing.
We're just talking about Andy Uniacke getting fast enough to put you in the wall.
Oh, you don't have to be fast to put me in the wall. You just wait for me to come around the next lap and then stop me in the wall. I don't care.
Get him a BMW. Just put him in the wall.
All right,
So,
and bring us home, Travis. You're the cleanup hitter here. Who was your star of the day, and who was your gut check guy?
Well, as far as the gut check goes, I didn't really see anybody that was just consistently bad. As far as not necessarily the pace. I know that the academy is about building the pace and learning the just the raw roots of racing. But I didn't see anybody making just mistake after mistake. Everybody had their moments, good and bad. So for what the academy is, I'd say everybody did a fair job. But I'm a vary a little bit on my top pick of the day. And I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Khan Noonien Singh. He had a strong run in race 1. I think he finished on the podium. I can't remember now.
He was the only driver today to finish on the podium both races.
Yeah, I mean, just as far as that goes, I mean, you got to be somewhat consistent to be able to pull that off. So that's impressive. And then he wins the round 2 race. So I mean, that's got to be my top pick.
He is the championship leader.
And as we learned today, Travis is a complete front runner. Oh my god.
All right. I think with that, we'll call it an evening. Thank you, gentlemen, for your help in commentary for the Academy.
You're welcome.
Thanks
for putting it all on, Mike, too. Helping organize it all and everything.
No problem. Really enjoying it. As usually stated, Andy Blade and Travis are both willing to help out anybody who wants help. You can also check out Martin Edmonds, Paul Riccobeni, Mr. C. Joe Racer, I think, has been helping out a couple of guys as well.
Jesus, don't ask me for help. Jesus Christ.
Avoid Byron at all costs. Need help opening a bottle of wine or something.
Listen, I do not need help opening a bottle of wine. I'm going to tell you right now. But if you got a question about racing and you ask me, I can't help you with life. You have fucked up beyond all repair. I will have no mercy. I will give you the worst advice possible, and you'll have to suffer through it.
I mean, in fairness, they could ask you about how to develop a charismatic image and magnetism that leads everyone to just want to be around Byron.
Brush your teeth and drink straight booze.
Brush your teeth with the booze, maybe. I don't know.
No. You need to do, listen, if Elton Brown doesn't endorse it, it's not real toothpaste.
With that, we'll sign off for the night. Hope you guys enjoy round 2 at Race Room Raceway. I want to say it's the bridge layout that we're going to first. It is the bridge layout. Okay, that is round 2.
Giggity.
I would like to say that that track will have a forever place in my heart because that was the only place in Zero history that I stood on the top step of the podium.
Listen, I'm intrigued by this thing known as the bridge layout.
Yeah.
And I wish to be involved with commentary.
We will certainly have that happen. And
I think somebody's might eat shit within the first 3 corners. Possibly.
I think it's almost guaranteed. The first corner is a
turn
doozy.
1 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a doozy.
Giggity, giggity, giggity goo.